So you are now 37 weeks pregnant and your baby is full term, which officially means they can come whenever they like. So to try and pass the time, let's take a look and see how they're doing this week. According to textbooks, your baby is now around 6 pounds in weight and around 48 centimeters in length, and size wise they are around the same size as a Swiss chard, but really I guess they are just the size of a baby who is very nearly ready to meet you. So some fun weight related facts are that boys are usually heavier than girls when they're born, and second babies are usually heavier than the first, which actually makes no sense because my little boy was first and he was 8 pounds 6 ounces, and my little girl who was born second was 8 pounds 11 ounces, but whatever they weigh, they'll be perfect. What does full term actually mean? Well, your baby's lungs are more than likely capable of adjusting to life outside of the womb now, which was that last final hurdle. And as well as being bigger, baby now has a tummy full of something called meconium, which is actually going to make up their very first poo when they are born. Think of it as a present. So now we're all caught up on baby, let's take a look at some real scan footage for week 37. Now, we've talked about baby, but what about you? How are you feeling and what is being 37 weeks pregnant really like? Well, here at Channel Mum, we're comparing the textbook versus the truth with a little help from some expectant mums just like you. We want to help you get ready for birth and beyond, and we've talked about the types of labour, we talked about pain relief, we talked about the mucus plug, but what about you? What about this soon to be new mother and this lovely person watching this video? This is such a huge step for you, isn't it? It could be your first and you have no idea what to expect yet or whether you'll be good enough, but trust us, you will be absolutely perfect. And don't get me wrong, it will be hard sometimes, but we all have these moments and you are so close to meeting that most important little person in your life. And it could be your second and you are probably feeling quite emotional about the end of your time as being just a mum of one. I know towards the end of my pregnancy with my daughter, I was so emotional about leaving behind that time that I had with my son, and I never thought that I would be able to love anyone as much as I loved him. But my daughter taught me that love doesn't halve, it multiplies. It might be that this is your third, fourth or fifth or more, and like I will be, I'm sure, when we have our third, you're probably panicking a little bit about how you're going to cope, but I have it on very good authority that it's just busy, hectic, but so amazing because you've got one more little person in your life to love, and that is worth everything. Seeing your family grow by one is such a special but emotional roller coaster, and your lives are about to change forever, so it's absolutely okay to be overwhelmed. We just wanted to let you know that we are thinking of you, and we can bet that you are definitely not on your own. It's going to be alright. And now it's time for those gorgeous bumps, so let's take a look at some 37-week pregnant bellies.
It's still looking quite melon-like. So here is bump. I am feeling, I have that whole look where you have your vest on and you look like you've shoved a basketball or a football or something up your top now.
But that's the state of things there. And then this is front on.
Kind of like a hanging belly now. Definitely looks like it is ready to burst, I think.
So what else can you expect? Well, we've got tons of vlogs over on Channel Mum for every week of pregnancy from other mums who are at the same stage as you are right now. So let's take a look at what they had to say about being 37 weeks.
So I'm full term tomorrow, which means a baby is safe to come at any point, which is fine by me.
She could come at any time, and I am feeling so emotional about that.
My symptoms just seem to be sort of amped up, and a lot of first trimester symptoms have come back.
I feel like my body is getting ready to give birth.
This week I've been noticing that I've got a lot of pain in my pelvis area when I seem to stand up too fast. If I'm sat down like I am now and I go to stand up too quick, it's as if the baby's in the wrong position and my pelvis aches and aches. Oh, it's so bad.
I'm experiencing quite a lot of Braxton Hicks, kind of sporadically.
I'm getting a lot of bump pain now, especially first thing in the morning when I wake up and then last thing at night.
My lips and fingers have been getting quite like tingly and numb, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just happens at any point.
Heartburn has really ramped up.
I'm also getting a lot of cramp again, so I'm getting a lot of cramp in my shins and down more my right leg than my left leg actually, and then in my groin, which is really bizarre, like kind of around all my muscles around my pelvis and that.
Been having like itchier boobs, like, and sensitive nipples, which makes me feel like my milk's coming in. I do sometimes leak colostrum, which is lovely.
I'm just so ready to not be pregnant anymore.
And finally, it's time to get honest with the channel mum, the good, the bad, and the ugly of being 37 weeks pregnant. The good, your baby really could come at any time now. So that long stretch from the time when you first weed on that pregnancy test is way behind you. So it's just those last final days or even weeks to wait. The bad, towards the end you might find that you start to feel a little bit out of sorts. You may be very tired, as you can expect, but you might go off your food, you might be a little bit queasy again, and you might find that you have a little bit of a clear out, all in preparation for the big day. And it's not fun, but the end is in sight, so keep going, mamas. And the ugly, the puffy face. Oh, it happens to all of us, and I used to look back on old photos of me when I was pregnant and think, crikey, even my lips would puff up. Thankfully it goes down after birth, as do all of these other pesky symptoms, but being swollen can actually be a sign of preeclampsia. So if you have any other related symptoms to that, then your midwife will be keeping an eye on you. So as always, we hope you've enjoyed our textbook versus the truth about being 37 weeks pregnant. We would love to hear how you're doing down in the comments below, or whether you've got any twinges and anything like that, so be sure to let us know. And if you'd like anything to watch after this, then why not check out all the other vlogs from other mums over on channel Mum who are 37 weeks pregnant right now. We'll leave the link down below for you as always. And have you taken a look at all of the birth stories over on channel Mum yet? No? Well, we've got so many real life birth stories for you to watch. They're absolutely amazing, and we'll warn you, pretty addictive too. So that's all from us here at channel Mum, so thank you so much for watching as always, and we will see you and that lovely bump of yours next week for week 38.